Being a nice guy is something that a man does to seek approval, validation from women in his life. And with the need to seek something that is outside of yourself, there's always going to be a needy energy coming from within that needs another person in order for you to feel good about yourself, confident in yourself, self-assured. But it's a false sense of assuredness within yourself because you're dependent on either a woman giving you that or other people. And that's really what's behind the nice guy persona, is actually needing something from another person and doing anything you can in order to get the results you desire. And a lot of people get results quicker when they're nice. You think that you would, but when it comes to actually obtaining and attracting in a woman into your life, she doesn't want a guy that's passive. She doesn't really want a guy that's constantly agreeable to every single want, desire, and need that she brings forth. A woman likes excitement in relationships. We all like excitement in relationships. A lot of people talk about this nice guy syndrome, the syndrome of, really not being able to confront the parts of yourself that are needing to fold in front of women. Fold in the sense of you're folding into yourself, into the parts of yourself that never perhaps got the love from your mother, a mother figure in your life, and that wound calling out for you to heal. And of course, we can heal this in relationship dynamics, you guys, don't get me wrong. But for you to really understand that your people-pleasing tendencies are actually the way that you avoid yourself. Perhaps you're not comfortable speaking your truth or showing up in relationships with actual boundaries that are coming from a good place within. Being a nice guy and being a good man are completely different things. We think that being a good man is being nice, being kind, being all these, positive things that women want. But also, to the contrary of that, if a woman is only seeing this one side of you that seems fragile to her, let me be honest, niceness and kindness are different things. Being nice to a person, in my own personal opinion, is actually avoiding the parts of yourself that are scared to be yourself. By settling for being nice, you are most likely a neutral player on another person's board. And with that comes less judgment. Now, for the men who are fearful of a woman's judgment, rejection, criticism, or perhaps your own personal failures, that is putting yourself secondary to actually the desires you crave in a relationship. You don't want a woman to emasculate you. You don't want a woman to feel like it's okay to walk all over you. And trust me, she will try. And perhaps if you keep this act up of having no say, having no boundaries, not checking a woman and putting her in her place in a kind way, that can come with integrity and value behind it. Value that is actually allowing another person to have a reflection of perhaps their shadow, the shadow that you're keeping them from seeing. Relationships are about healing. Relationships are about the triggers. Don't get that wrong. A person who is able to show you different parts of yourself, say thank you. But being the nice guy, that's you sweeping it under the rug. Like it's no big deal, like nothing affects you. And you really broadcasting a needy energy. And anything that's needy, it's going to repulse a person back towards you. There's not going to be that magnetic pull because you're actually diminishing it because you are scared of losing or facing the fear of rejection. And if you're fearful of rejection, so you put up the nice guy facade to make people happy and people please your way through life, you're the one that is going to end up miserable. Miserable because you have not been able to access your very own authentic truth. The truth that can be rigid, that can be harsh and assertive. A man who can assert his dominance in a way that is coming from the highest place of not only himself, but a woman, that is what draws a woman to a man in the long-term sense. A man who is actually willing to care for the relationship by checking a person, by checking himself, by checking his partner, and not avoiding the conflicts, not avoiding the disagreements, not avoiding the conversations that can actually bring you guys both into an authentic part of the relationship. That comes by acceptance. But if you have not accepted yourself, you are going to naturally want to put on facades for another person to accept that character you're playing. But perhaps you're getting exhausted by playing that character. And if you are, allow yourself to accept the parts of yourself you're unwilling to love. Because usually the parts that you're unwilling to love are the very areas of your life that does not need a woman's attention and approval. It actually just needs your attention and approval. So tend to these things, tend to the uncomfortability that comes up when you want to speak your truth. What is stopping you? What is stopping you from speaking your boundaries? And it's quite simple. It's the fear you've been carrying for far too long. The disapproval of women in your life. And the more you chase things, the more it's going to run in the opposite direction of you. And you're going to get exhausted and you're going to get tired. So stop it. Start by having personal boundaries, by checking yourself, by becoming really clear upon why do you feel like you always have to be nice. Question that part. Question, why are you fearful of rejection? Does rejection to you mean death? Ego death of someone not wanting you for you? And within that question lies the insecurity limiting you from actually being who you are. A woman wants a man with assertiveness, dominance, and control over himself. Control that is coming from a good place. And that is what it means to be a good man. To take into account not only a woman's emotional needs, but also what's best for her in her emotional needs. Because sometimes a woman doesn't know what's best because she's too emotional to even come up with a good sense of direction. So if you are not testing your woman in a way that's allowing her to be able to reflect on how she's leading her life by your very own leadership you intend to have for her, there's not going to be any celebration within you as a man. That's what really draws a woman to a man, is the polarity. It's the polarity of you being in your masculine. And a masculine man needs to become comfortable in uncomfortability. And what makes a boy into a man is ending the chase of women approval constantly. You can still pursue women, but what place are you pursuing a woman from? Is it from a place of fulfillment in yourself, or is it of a place of lack? Very two different energies that you can bring forth and become magnetized towards. The type of women you attract are gifts to show you who you are being in order to attract the type of women you are experiencing in your life. So reflect on that. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys are wanting any one-on-one coaching with me, my email is down below and I would love to assist you further. If you guys liked today's video, give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.